Hi folks, Ian Jackson here, and in this video I'm going to cover that there's much more opportunity in the online information business than just making money online. Okay, so the information business is about so much more than what the majority, well, what I perceive the majority belief is. I think it's got itself into a bit of a niche by virtue of the marketing methods that enshroud it, and the demographic that arguably makes up for most of its membership or occupants or members, call them what you will. And here's the thing, you can be part of and make the information business about anything that you desire. So if you think of a subject, any subject in any walk of life, and if there are people occupying it, asking questions and placing comments, then there's a market that probably or likely requires a feed of information, and that feed of information is usually in the context of how to do something. So if you know how to do something, and you should do, if not you need to teach yourself to be able to, or learn it, then you can answer those how-to questions however they crop up. And people don't ask questions unless they're looking for answers of the kind that you can supply them. And in this scenario, that's all that's needed to create an online business. So it doesn't have to be all that money, although by definition it's about creating a business, and a business is something from which we wish to earn a living from, or an income. And it's become a bit of a cliche, but I too have fallen into adopting the label multiple income streams. So when you've built up and nurtured relationships and trusting members of an email marketing list, and you've attracted people into your business, when they come to trust you, they'll be happy to invest in your expertise and knowledge, because that's the kind of person that they'll see you as being. So for example, you might have an interest in, if we just look aside from the making money online-ish, you may have an interest in something like photography or wildlife, nature or health, finance, sport, home and garden, golf, you name it, the list goes on, and the information business usually covers it. As I said, it is dependent upon a viable market in which there are people looking for answers to those questions. And for each reasonably populated niche, there are people who are willing to make this investment in someone who can show them how to improve things or become better at something in their vocation. So what does this mean for us? This means an opportunity to create and develop a business in any field that is not restricted by material assets or even finance. If you have access to a computer or other such device, and there are so many of them on the market these days, and you can get an internet connection, those are all the facilities you need. So you see that it really can be operated from your front room or wherever you want to operate it from. In a lot of marketing material, it's said that people are doing this from the beach. Well, if that's what you feel like doing, so be it, I guess. I'd rather have somewhere indoors personally, because maybe less distraction. I know people who have created businesses in all kinds of fields because they took the time to understand and invest in learning about how to deliver their knowledge and expertise in the format of how to digitally based information. And when I say digitally based, I mean delivered in the following formats. For example, Word documents, PDF documents, audio files or MP3s, which can still be converted into CDs, and video files like MP4, which you're listening to now, which can still be run in the context or transposed to DVDs. But these are the main generic ways, and it's a whole new, or maybe not so new now, a whole new industry that is growing by the day and presenting more opportunities day by day as well. And there's no such thing as market saturation. I don't believe there is anyway. But there's no such thing for saturation, at least not for the majority of you listening to this. And as I say, this is because although there are crowded markets, crowded niches, every one of us has our own voice, our own way of presenting things. And that means that what one person has said in their voice to a particular demographic, someone else can say exactly the same thing pretty much to the same demographic, but in their voice instead. And I'm not saying you should copy or plagiarise, definitely not, but you can certainly reframe or recontextualise information, and you might see something that someone has written and think that you can rewrite or re-narrate something in a different context to what you've seen or heard elsewhere. So never be afraid of what might appear to be saturated niches, because it's all there for the taking, and as long as you're prepared to work hard at it, there's no reason why you can't raise your own game and become a major player, an expert in your field. Okay, I'll see you in another video.